himself and Olivier Plat in P2, 25 and 24, the interest there between the 35 and the 41 car, the Morgan and the Zytek, down to a quarter of a second, half a second between second and third in GTE and the 81 Ferrari and the 50 Corvette. This is where Paul has the advantage, isn't it, because he can see all around him and keep picking up all these battles, whereas we're just watching the splits on the screen.
The trouble is you never know quite which way to look, because when you want to look to the right, you have to then look to the left.
The two Audis, Paul, are in the same camera shot as they come round Cops and head down towards Maggott and Beckett, and you get the feeling that Alan McNish has got the tractor beam on and he's dragging very much closer to the back of Ben Trelliway's car. There's traffic in between and they're both having to deal with it. Remember, McNish on better tyres.
Yes, but McNish got held up a lot more than Trelliway did. Trelliway had less traffic to deal with going through there.
Still 2 seconds.
Otherwise, McNish would have been a lot closer as they came out of Chapel Curve and onto Hanger Straight for the 193rd time this time. The pair of them closing in on that GTE and battle as well between the orange 8-star Ferrari and the Competition Corvette.
And there's a pass for P2 and the last step on the podium as Greaves Motorsports number 41, Tom Kimber-Smith, goes around the outside of Plough, and that is wonderful stuff. He made a big lunge at Brooklands and managed to get it done. Somehow kept the car on the circuit more. And here's that battle that Paul was talking about from the leader as it comes round into the loop. I think
that's the Fernando Reis.
He's got the Fernando Reis and Agbush battle on the Wellington straight right ahead of him. He cuts to driver's left and tries to get the foot down. McNish must be right up his tailpipes.
McNish is right behind him. In fact, you can't actually see him on the telly because the Audi R18 is so low down.
Oh, and the 8-stars pulled right in front of Alan McNish, who rides the curve on the left-hand side of the entrance to Brooklands, and now they go through the two parts of Luffield. This is magnificent stuff. I will remind you, we have been racing for nearly 5 hours and 54 minutes, Johnny.
Phenomenal stuff. It really is amazing to have 7/10 of a second between the two leading cars. Yes, they're from the same team, but they each team very much separate, and they both want this victory, the first round of the 2013 World Endurance Championship, and it's come down to this, the last 6 minutes between Audi number 1 and Audi number 2.
I can't see how Trelliway is going to be able to hold him at bay, to be honest.
I think the tyre thing has actually worked in Alan's favour, hasn't it?
Yes, it has. We saw a wry smile from the face of Marcel Fessler there on the sitting in the Audi pit garage, but the one thing that Alan has to do, although he's got his gander up and he's driving as hard as he can, is to remember that there are still 5 minutes of this race to do, and he doesn't have to do it straight away. What he doesn't have to do is to get mesmerised. But here comes the Corvette and the Ferrari. I thought he was going to go through there, but
it might still, Paul.
He's going to, isn't he? It's going to happen.
Oh, there's a little lock up. Oh, the touch. There was a touch. Fernando Reis just hits the very back left-hand side of the rear of the Rui Aguas 8-star Ferrari. He's folded the valance under onto the left rear tyre. There's a huge plume of tyre smoke as they go across the line. The pass has still not been made by the Corvette, and Aguas pulls across aggressively into the first corner to try and make this even harder for the Corvette. Fernando Reis, in fairness, was in traffic and being passed himself, as Alan McNish is right up the inside and goes through and takes the lead, and Alan McNish leads the motor race. And that, I think, Paul, was
I think it was at Brooklands or Luffield.
It was at Luffield. It was Brooklands into Luffield. Absolutely right, McNish. And still this GTE battle for second place. And both of these guys have just got to take a bit of a deep breath here. I don't think the Aguas car, they put the tyres go on. The tyres, left rear tyres, finally given up after the rope. And Labour Competition goes through. And this is even worse for Rui Aguas because he may yet lose a podium position here with Jamie Campbell-Walter coming through hard. In GTE Pro, that battle has about equalised at just under 11 seconds.
I can smell the tyre from Rui Aguas's Ferrari here in the box, and the sort of smoke has come off and filled the commentary box. 14 changes of lead. Alan McNish perhaps achieving the final change of lead with 3 minutes. That means a lap and a half still to go. They're on the 196th lap. 2, I can't see how the Benoit Treluet is going to be able to get back ahead of him.
And it was one of the Porsches that just compromised the exit from the loop by Treluet. McNish drags up along the inside, gets position, and Treluet, I think if that had been a competitor car, might have been slightly more aggressive in closing the door at the Brooklands, but not going to happen when you are teammates. And the gap has gone out to 1.6 seconds between the number 2 Audi and the number 1 car in second. It's still, by the way, Anthony Davidson in the middle of the number 8 car in 3rd place, and Alex Wirtz in 4th position. Laps separating those 2 cars.
The orange Rui Aguas Ferrari is into pit lane, and this will possibly mean a chance for Jamie Campbell-Walter to get all 4 Astons on the podium.
That would be remarkable. There was a lap between Aguas and Campbell-Walter, but a lot of that time, because of where the incident happened and the tyre went down, a lot of that cushion has gone, I'm afraid. So Rui Aguas in the lane. I think possibly one more lap after this, Paul.
It'll be very close.
Yeah.
It could actually be the last lap. I think it is the last lap. In fact, it will be the last lap. No question. Finally decided. So Alan McNish then, it's going to be 197 laps. How about that? So not quite up to the 200, but it is going to be something like over 1150 kilometres in the 6 hours. And yeah, I'm a bit breathless really.
I'm pleased to see that quite a lot of the spectators here at Silverstone have made the trek down to opposite the wing where the podium ceremonies will be. I hope you agree, ladies and gentlemen, that this has been a fine investment of your time for 6 or 7 hours of your Sunday here for the first round of the FIA World Endurance Championship. Thank you for supporting it, and thank you for coming down to show your appreciation to the gladiators that we have enjoyed over the last 6 hours and something over 1,100 kilometres, Paul. These used to be 1,000-kilometre races. We put them down to 6 hours to be time certain, mainly for television. But actually, it's been made even more of an endurance than it used to be.
That's right.
Certainly a track like this.
That's right. The leader's going down the Hanger Straight for what I think is going to be the last time. Ben Treluet we're on board with. He has Alan McNish disappearing off into the distance as he turns into Stone Corner. McNish heading up towards the Vale, and by the time he gets to the start-finish line, the clock will have elapsed. It's 6 hours.
Rui Aguas has got out ahead of Jamie Campbell-Walter as the checkered flag is out. The clock has elapsed, and Alan McNish comes across the line to take full points in the first round of the FIA World Endurance Championship for 2013 in the number 2 Audi Sport Team Yost Audi R18 e-tron Quattro shares with Loic Duval and Tom Christensen. It's the number 1 car in second. Through goes Anthony Davidson, a lap back in 3rd place for Toyota. Toyota will be on the podium. In P2 we're waiting for Pitonia. Olivier Plas gone through. Pitonia still on his last lap. And I think Alan McNish was the first car to see the checkered flag after the...
It was the first car across the line after 6 hours.
It was almost spot on 6 hours, was what I was trying to say. Yeah,
it was certainly less than 3 seconds.
Darren Turner has gone through to claim the pro top step of the podium in the 97 Aston Martin Camus.
Fresh tyres. The other car, unfortunately, had a broken right flash, so he couldn't use the hybrid. So it was really trying to be very in. But we let the guys race because they can trust them, and they did it perfect.
They certainly did. Enjoy the podium ceremony. That's Dr. Ulrich sprinting down there.
Ploughy did indeed have a fuel issue towards the end, which necessitated an extra stop, and Alan McNish becomes the 5th Scotsman to win the Tourist Trophy. And he's out of the car. He punches the air with delight and congratulates Ben Treluet. That was a great fight out there on the circuit. McNish just about to take his hands device off and his helmet as he pats the front of the car. Bruce Jones is down there.
I've got 2 drivers who easily GT Bruno Senna.
I agree with you, it's not easy, definitely not easy, but it's been a great win today for us. The team did a great job, all of the drivers, and I think...
James Walker, you weren't long into that drive, and here you are, you've just won LMP2.
I didn't even know a week ago I was doing it, so it's amazing. The team have done amazing. We managed to avoid that great shower in the middle with a set of cut sticks. Tor did a mega job with the cards, and Antonio as well. It's been an awesome weekend.
Where to from here?
Hopefully so.
Very good. Great David here from James Walker for the G-Drive. Delta ADR team winning LMP2.
Eva Maria Veith, one of the very efficient Audi PR team, just congratulating Alan. Being really happy. Kelly and the children are there, Alan's wife and children as well, Charlotte and Finlay. So confirmation of 3.5 seconds at the line after 6 hours of excitement here at the first round of the FIA World Endurance Championships. The 2 Audi Sport Team Yost e-tron Quattros just 3.5 seconds, a lap ahead of the 8 Toyota in the classes. It was the 25 Delta ADR that took it from the 24 Morgan, both Nissan powered of course, as is the number 41